What if I told you that your destiny isn't written in the stars, but in your energy? That every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every seed you release, is shaping the path of your life in ways you can't yet see. You've been told that karma is a cosmic punishment, that fate is something outside of your control. But what if karma is not something happening to you? It's something flowing from you. You see, energy is never still. It's always in motion. And the quality of your energy determines the quality of your destiny. When your energy is pure, focused, and retained, your life begins to align with divine order. But when your energy is scattered through indulgence, lust, or distraction, chaos begins to follow. This is not magic. It's not superstition. It's energetic mathematics. The vibration you live in is the reality you attract. The flow of your energy is the pattern of your karma. And the moment you learn to control that flow, you stop being a victim of fate and start becoming the author of it. This is the secret hidden behind ancient practices of retention. The sacred discipline that kings, sages, and mystics use to awaken higher consciousness. Because when you learn to hold your essence, your energy stops leaking into the world and starts spending it. You become magnetic. You become clear. You begin to see how your inner state silently sculpts your outer life. So, let's go deeper into the truth about retention and karma, why energy flow shapes destiny. Everything in the universe is energy. Your thoughts are energy. Your emotions are energy. Even your sexual drive, the force behind life itself, is pure energy. And the ancient sages understood something modern science is only beginning to confirm. Energy doesn't disappear. It only transforms. So every action you take, every emotion you indulge, every impulse you obey, sends out a frequency. That frequency attracts its mirror. This is the true law of karma, not punishment, but reflection. When you waste your sexual energy through constant release, you weaken your internal vibration. You create energetic debt. And that debt returns as fatigue, confusion, anxiety, and stagnation. But when you retain it, when you choose discipline over desire, you begin to generate spiritual credit. You build momentum, power, and clarity. Your actions start to align with higher purpose. You don't chase, you attract. You don't react, you respond. And your karma begins to purify itself. Retention changes your energy signature. It transforms you from a consumer of pleasure into a creator of power. The same energy that once drove you toward instant gratification becomes the same force that builds your destiny. Because energy is loyal, it serves whichever master you choose to become. When you release unconsciously, you serve the lower self, the animal mind, the body's craving for relief. When you retain consciously, you serve the higher self, the soul's longing for expansion. And whichever side you feed becomes your reality. That's karma. Not a moral system. Not a punishment or reward. Just the eternal echo of energy, returning to its source. You begin to realize that the life you live is the mirror of the energy you give. And if you want to change your destiny, you must first change the vibration of your being. That's why semen retention is more than just abstaining, it's aligning. It's how you learn to master the law of cause and effect from the inside out. Each day you hold your seed, you strengthen your electromagnetic field. You radiate confidence, purpose, and awareness. People feel it when you walk into a room, the calm, grounded presence that says, "I'm in control of my energy." And because your energy no longer leaks into the world, it starts working for you, magnetizing the very experiences that match your vibration. This is when karma shifts. Not because the universe suddenly favors you, but because you've become aligned with it. The energy you once wasted on pleasure now returns as clarity. The strength you once lost to lust now flows into purpose. And the destiny that once seemed random now unfolds with meaning. Retention reveals that you were never cursed. You were simply misaligned. But now, you're learning to flow with divine law, not against it. You're beginning to see that karma is not the enemy. It's the mirror, showing you the state of your energy. And when your energy rises, so does your destiny. You've heard it said that is within, so without. But what does that really mean? It means that life mirrors your vibration. That the outer world is not something happening to you, it's something responding to you. And your energy is the language it listens to. Most people live disconnected from that truth. They live on autopilot, constantly reacting, chasing, releasing, unaware that every release of energy is also a release of potential. They think their destiny is random, or that luck decides who succeeds and who fails. But destiny has never been random. It's energetic precision. You see, when your energy is scattered, your future becomes scattered too. Your actions lose depth. Your intentions lose power. You may work hard, you may chase success, but deep down, you're leaking the very essence that fuels creation. Retention changes that equation completely. It reorders your life from the inside out. It teaches you to hold the raw current of creation and let it refine your mind, your emotions, your very soul. Because semen retention is not just control, it's cultivation. It's learning to circulate that life force through your body like a sacred river, instead of letting it spill and vanish into emptiness. When you practice retention with awareness, your energy begins to rise, literally. You feel it ascend your spine, pulsing behind your breath, illuminating your thoughts. Your heart opens. Your focus sharpens. You begin to sense a current moving through you that's no longer physical, it's divine. And this current, this living fire, begins to reshape your karma. Because karma is not fixed, it's fluid. It bends to the direction of your energy. And when your energy flows upward, your destiny follows. Suddenly, the same patterns that used to trap you begin to dissolve. The same relationships that drained you fade away naturally. The same addictions that once controlled you lose their grip. Why? Because your vibration is no longer compatible with those lower frequencies. You've changed your frequency, and the universe has no choice but to rearrange itself around that change. That's why retention feels like your entire life starts to synchronize. You meet the right people at the right time. Opportunities appear without forcing. Your intuition grows sharper. It begins to lead you instead of you struggling to figure everything out. That's not coincidence. That's karma being rewritten. That's destiny responding to your higher frequency. You begin to understand that you are not powerless. You never were. You've always been a transmitter, radiating energy that shapes the outcomes of your life. Every time you release unconsciously, you broadcast weakness, distraction, instability. But when you retain, when you channel that same energy with purpose, your broadcast changes. You emit clarity. You radiate strength. You attract people, experiences, and success that resonate with power and integrity. You stop asking for things, you start magnetizing them. Because energy flows where attention goes. And when your attention is no longer trapped by lust, it expands toward purpose. This is how retention transforms your life beyond biology. It's not just about physical benefits like strength, focus, or vitality, though those are real. It's about stepping into harmony with the divine design of creation. In every spiritual tradition, from the yogis of India to the Taoist masters of China, this principle has been hidden under different names. Brahmacharya, Jing preservation, inner alchemy. But they all point to the same truth. He who masters his seed masters his destiny. Because your sexual energy is your creative energy. And creation is the highest expression of karma. When you create consciously, your past dissolves in the light of your present awareness. You stop living from reaction, and start living from intention. That's what retention does. It liberates you from old patterns of cause and effect. You are no longer trapped in cycles of lust, guilt, and regret. You are no longer the man chasing fleeting highs that drain his soul. You become the man who walks in silence, radiating purpose. The man whose energy speaks before he does. The man who knows that destiny is not given, it's earned through the mastery of inner power. Because when you hold your energy long enough, it begins to speak to you. It begins to teach you. You feel the pulse of something eternal inside you, the whisper of the divine intelligence that has been waiting for you to slow down, to listen, to rise. This is where your life begins to shift in ways words can't describe. Your confidence stops coming from ego and starts flowing from essence. Your discipline stops being effort and becomes nature. You no longer fight temptation, you transcend it. And the people around you begin to sense it. They may not understand it, but they feel it. Because the retained man emits a rare frequency, the vibration of a soul aligned with purpose. He doesn't move fast, he moves with direction. He doesn't speak much, yet his silence commands attention. He doesn't chase energy, he embodies it. That's when you realize, you no longer have to force your future. You become it. Retention doesn't change who you are, it reveals who you were always meant to be. It clears the static of karma and lets your true destiny come into focus. Because when your energy flows upward, your life follows. And when your energy becomes still, your soul awakens. There comes a point in your journey where you begin to see the pattern. That nothing in your life ever truly happens by accident. Every event, every encounter, every failure and victory. was a mirror reflecting your inner vibration back to you. Fate, destiny, karma, they're not separate from you. They are your reflection. When your energy is restless, your life feels chaotic. When your energy is calm, your path becomes clear. When your energy is weak, the world seems heavy. But when your energy is strong, life bends around you like wind around a mountain. That's not philosophy. That's energetic law. Retention teaches you to see that law in action. To notice how your inner world writes the script of your outer world. You begin to understand that your habits of thought, your level of self-control, your ability to hold your life force, are the invisible architects of everything you experience. If you live in lust, you attract temptation. If you live in greed, you attract emptiness. If you live in awareness, you attract alignment. This is why your energy is destiny. The seed within you is not just biological, it's symbolic. It's the spark of creation, the microcosm of divine potential. When you waste it carelessly, you send chaos into the field. But when you preserve it with sacred intent, you release a frequency of order, and the universe rearranges itself around that order. This is why ancient masters said, "Control the seed, and you control the stars." You may not notice it at first, but slowly, the world begins to respond differently to you. People treat you with quiet respect. Opportunities arise when you least expect them. Even your challenges become meaningful, as if each one was handpicked to forge your strength. Because when your energy rises, karma doesn't vanish, it refines. Life still tests you, but not to break you. It tests you to reveal how much power you now hold. Retention makes you aware of this sacred mirror. It shows you that the universe is not punishing you, it's teaching you. Every delay, every obstacle, every rejection becomes a reflection of where your energy still wavers. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" And you start asking, "What is this showing me?" That shift is the awakening. The realization that you are not a victim of fate, you are the sculptor of it. Karma becomes your teacher. Retention becomes your discipline. And life becomes your mirror. This is why you begin to see a glow in your eyes, a strength in your aura, a calm in your presence. You're no longer leaking life force, you're circulating it. You're no longer chasing pleasure, you're generating purpose. And your purpose begins to ripple outward, shaping the lives of others. That's the hidden secret of energy. It multiplies when directed, but it decays when wasted. The man who retains becomes a channel of multiplication. His thoughts, his voice, his actions all carry weight. Because his energy no longer serves his body, it serves his mission. Your destiny begins to accelerate in proportion to your energetic integrity. And you start realizing that real power doesn't come from control over others, it comes from mastery over yourself. Retention teaches you emotional alchemy, turning lust into love, frustration into focus, and desire into destiny. This is the purification of karma. When every challenge becomes an offering, every pain becomes progress, and every temptation becomes a teacher. You begin to see the pattern clearly. Your thoughts create your emotions. Your emotions shape your actions. Your actions generate your karma. And your karma becomes your destiny. So, what happens when you transform the root, your energy? Everything changes. You step out of the loop. You stop living reactively. You no longer repeat old stories because your vibration has evolved beyond them. You're no longer the same man who lived in constant release and regret. You're not even the same man who started this journey. You've become something else. Someone more deliberate, more magnetic, more awake. The mirror of fate no longer frightens you because you've learned to face it. You've learned to purify it. And now you can finally see your reflection for what it truly is, divine energy in human form. So remember this truth. Karma isn't keeping score. It's simply reflecting the rhythm of your energy. When that rhythm becomes steady, pure, and directed, destiny opens like a door you never knew existed. The man who holds his energy holds the key. Because when your flow aligns with the higher current of the universe, fate stops resisting you and starts flowing through you. That is when you become one with the law of creation, the eternal architect of your own reality. You can't escape the past, but you can purify it. Your past lives within you, in your habits, in your emotions, in the way your body reacts without thought. That's where karma hides. Not in some distant realm or cosmic notebook, but in the subtle layers of your nervous system. Every impulse you surrender to without awareness feeds the old pattern. Every moment you choose mastery over instinct, you cleanse it. Retention is one of the most powerful tools for breaking these ancient cycles. Because when you withhold your life force, you stop feeding your lower nature, The same energy patterns that have ruled humanity for ages: lust, distraction, fear, and craving. You take back control from the past. Each time you resist the urge to release, you reclaim energy that was once lost to unconscious repetition. That energy doesn't disappear, it begins to rise. It travels upward, illuminating the shadows you've been avoiding. And with it comes the truth, sometimes painful, always liberating. You start seeing how much of your life has been lived on autopilot. How many of your choices were driven by old karmic programs, pleasure-seeking, validation, addiction. But the moment you become aware of these impulses, you gain power over them. Awareness dissolves karma faster than any ritual ever could. Retention amplifies that awareness. It slows down your inner storm so you can actually see the pattern instead of being consumed by it. And once you see the pattern, you can break it. That's why true cleansing isn't about punishment or guilt, it's about energy realignment. The moment your energy rises, your vibration changes. And what no longer matches that vibration, thoughts, people, habits, starts to fall away naturally. You may lose friends. You may lose interest in things you once loved. You may even feel moments of emptiness as your old self begins to fade. But don't mistake that emptiness for loss, it's purification. It's your soul clearing the stage for a higher version of you to emerge. This is the fire of karma burning away the past. And the more energy you hold, the stronger that fire burns. Retention acts like a spiritual forge. The pressure builds inside you, transforming what is dense into light, what is broken into whole. And every time you endure that inner heat instead of releasing it, you evolve. You begin to feel something sacred growing inside, stillness. Not the stillness of weakness, but of mastery. The calm of a man who has walked through his desires and come out purified on the other side. That stillness is divine power. It's the energy that no longer reacts to life, but directs it. This is how you cleanse karma, not by begging the universe to forgive you, but by aligning your energy so purely that forgiveness becomes unnecessary. Because in divine law, purification is redemption. Retention does what prayer often can't. It reprograms your biology to match your spirit. It clears the static of lust and fear, allowing divine order to flow through you again. And as your energy purifies, your destiny begins to unfold with effortless grace. You stop chasing change, you become change. You stop struggling against karma, you start dancing with it. Old patterns stop repeating because there's nothing left to feed them. Your energy is now in service of your higher purpose, not your lower impulses. That is the true meaning of liberation. You are no longer bound by the cause and effect of your past self. You have transcended it. You've broken the cycle. And in that silence that follows, something extraordinary happens. You begin to sense the flow of divine intelligence moving through you. You realize that karma was never your enemy. It was your teacher, guiding you home. Each temptation you've resisted, each urge you've mastered, each drop of energy you've transmuted, was not wasted effort. It was the alchemy of rebirth. Now, the past no longer defines you. The energy that once enslaved you now serves you. And you walk with a quiet knowing that you are no longer repeating life, you are creating it. You have become karma purified, energy reborn. And from this place, destiny becomes your servant, not your master. When you practice retention long enough, something begins to shift inside you, quietly at first, then unmistakably. You start to feel that your body isn't just flesh and bone. It's a vessel. A living temple of energy, designed to channel divine intelligence. Your seed, your breath, your heartbeat, all of it is part of one sacred circuit. A current that flows from the base of your being, up through your spine, into your mind, and beyond into the infinite. But in most people, that circuit is broken. Their energy never rises high enough to awaken the higher centers. It gets trapped in the lower realms, in craving, in release, in constant stimulation. And because of that, they remain disconnected from the source, from the wisdom that could guide them toward their purpose. Retention repairs that connection. It seals the leaks. It reestablishes the divine circuit between body, mind, and spirit. And when that current begins to flow without interruption, you start to hear something beyond your thoughts. Not a voice, but a knowing. A subtle clarity that doesn't shout but whispers. It tells you when to act, when to wait, who to trust, where to go. This is not intuition, it's divine intelligence flowing through your purified vessel. You begin to realize that you were never alone. That guidance was always there, but your energy was too scattered to receive it. Now, through retention, through discipline, through silence, the signal is clear. It's like tuning a radio. The static of lust and distraction used to drown out the music of truth. But as your energy ascends, the frequency clears, and you begin to live in harmony with that higher song. And this is when life starts to feel effortless. Synchronicities multiply. You think of someone, and they call. You set an intention, and reality responds. Not because of coincidence, but because your energy is now in resonance with universal intelligence. This is the divine circuit fully activated. Your masculine energy, once wild and uncontrolled, becomes sacred and directed. You're no longer ruled by your impulses. You're guided by your higher self. This is the transformation retention was always meant to bring, not just strength or confidence, but communion with something greater. Your consciousness expands. You start perceiving connections in everything, how your inner state shapes your world, how thoughts ripple through matter, how your energy field influences people before you even speak. You realize that divinity is not above you, it's within you. Flowing through your spine, your breath, your gaze. Every heartbeat becomes a message from the source. Stay aligned. Stay pure. Stay awake. And the more you honor this sacred flow, the more you feel guided. You stop chasing outcomes because you start sensing the right direction naturally. Life unfolds through intuition, not anxiety. Your energy begins to move like a river following the pull of gravity, effortlessly, gracefully, purposefully. That's the mark of a man connected to the divine circuit. His movements are calm but powerful. His silence carries wisdom. His gaze feels alive, not because he forces it, but because he is alive, plugged into something infinite. Retention connects you to that current. It transforms your biology into a conduit for divine creativity. You start having ideas that seem too profound to be yours. You write, you speak, you create, and even you wonder, where did this come from? It came from the same place your energy now flows, the source. The same energy that spins galaxies and births stars is flowing through your being, waiting for direction. When you practice retention, you stop wasting that cosmic fuel on temporary pleasure. You channel it toward divine purpose. You stop living as a fragment, you live as a conductor of divine will. And that is when the masculine becomes truly sacred. Because the man connected to divine intelligence is unstoppable. Not through aggression, but through alignment. He doesn't fight the world cooperates with his energy. Because his vibration carries the rhythm of the universe itself. This is what all ancient mystics sought, the merging of human power with divine purpose. And it begins not with religion, but with energy. Not with belief, but with retention. The longer you walk this path, the more natural it feels. Your breath slows. Your eyes soften. Your energy radiates calm strength. And deep inside you know, you've returned to the source. You are no longer disconnected. You are the bridge between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, consciousness and creation. And the current flowing through you now doesn't just shape your destiny, it blesses everything you touch. Because when your energy unites with divine intelligence, you stop living for the world and start creating it. There comes a point on this path when you stop asking, "What is my destiny?" Because you finally understand, your destiny isn't something written in the stars. It's written in your energy. In every thought you think. In every emotion you hold. In every moment you either release your power or retain it. Karma isn't punishment. It's rhythm. A sacred balance between what you give and what you receive. Between your energy and the universe's reflection of it. And when your energy is chaotic, so is your life. When your energy is pure, life becomes a mirror of peace. Retention trains you to live in alignment with this universal rhythm. It's not just about holding seed, it's about mastering flow. Every time you resist the impulse to waste your essence, you're sending a message to the universe. I am ready to rise. And the universe responds, not instantly, but inevitably. Because energy always seeks balance. Every act of discipline plants a seed in the soil of karma. Every choice of restraint adds weight to your destiny. Soon you begin to realize something profound. Your life isn't happening to you, it's happening from you. Every situation, every challenge, every connection, all of it mirrors your vibration. Change your energy, and the reflection changes with it. That's why semen retention isn't just self-control, it's energy transmutation. It's learning to hold fire without being burned. To transform raw desire into divine direction. And that transformation reshapes your karma at the core. The energy you once spent chasing temporary pleasure now builds inner power. It magnetizes purpose. It attracts people, opportunities, and events that match your new frequency. Because karma doesn't respond to your words, it responds to your energy signature. And when that signature is clean, grounded, and charged with divine purpose, destiny bends toward you. That's why men on this path often notice strange coincidences. Doors opening effortlessly, synchronicities unfolding like a secret code. It's not magic. It's alignment. When you retain, your energy field becomes strong enough to bend reality subtly. Not through force, but through vibration. You walk through life as if guided by an unseen hand. You feel when to move forward and when to wait. You meet the right people at the right time, not because you planned it, but because your energy called them in. This is how karma evolves into dharma. Your divine path. It's when your personal energy merges with universal purpose. You stop reacting to life and start creating it consciously. You become the artist of your destiny, painting your future with every thought, every breath, every moment of self-mastery. And in this state, you realize something life-changing. Karma was never your enemy. It was your teacher, the mirror showing you the energy you carried within. Now, through retention, you've rewritten your vibration. You've elevated the current that flows through your being. You've turned the lessons of pain into wisdom, the weight of desire into willpower. This is mastery, not over others, but over self. You begin to live as a calm storm, silent, centered, powerful. Your energy radiates order, and the world responds with clarity. Because when your inner world is aligned, the outer world falls into rhythm. You are no longer the victim of karma. You are its conductor. Every thought becomes an instrument. Every action a note. And your destiny plays the song of your energy. Through retention, you've learned the art of divine patience. Knowing that what you sow in silence blooms in time. You've learned that your greatest weapon isn't control, it's awareness. Because once you understand the flow of energy, nothing outside you can truly disturb you. You realize the truth every awakened soul must face. The same energy that once enslaved you through lust is the energy that can liberate you through mastery. And that's when you stop chasing outcomes. You start walking in faith, not religious faith, but energetic faith. You trust the current flowing through you. You move like water, powerful, formless, unstoppable. You stop asking, "When will I manifest my destiny?" Because you finally see. You already are your destiny. Every breath, every moment of self-restraint, every spark of inner stillness, it's all creation unfolding through you. Retention didn't just change your biology. It changed your timeline. You stepped out of the loop of repetition, the cycle of karmic habits, and entered the flow of conscious creation. Now your energy no longer moves in circles, it spirals upward. And as it rises, so does your fate. You begin to live as what you were always meant to be. A conscious creator. A master of karma. A vessel of divine energy flowing through human form. And that's the secret, the final revelation. Your destiny is not written, it's vibrated. It's not found, it's unlocked. And the key was always your energy. Hold it. Transmute it. And watch as karma bows before your consciousness. There comes a moment on this path, when silence becomes your teacher. When you sit in your room, no noise, no screen, no rush, and you feel something moving within you. A quiet current. A sacred pulse. A power that was always there, but you never truly felt it until now. This is what happens when energy returns home. When the chaos within you begins to find its rhythm again. When your mind, your breath, your seed, and your soul all start to move in harmony. You realize, this journey of retention was never just about control. It was about remembrance. Remembering who you are before the noise, before the lust, before the distractions. A being of light clothed in flesh, carrying divine intelligence in every cell. And now, as your energy flows freely again, your karma shifts. Your destiny expands. Because you are no longer repeating the same cycles, you are rewriting them. You are transforming the energy of your past into the power of your future. You start to see that every fall, every relapse, every dark night you endured wasn't failure, it was alchemy. It was the fire refining you, teaching you that mastery isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. You've learned that every time you choose retention, you choose evolution. Every time you transmute lust into focus, pain into purpose, weakness into wisdom, you ascend. Not just spiritually, but karmically. You begin to vibrate at a level where fate itself bends to meet your will. And that's the mystery the ancients tried to tell us, that destiny is not outside of you. It's created through you. Through every moment of awareness. Through every choice of mastery over mind. Through every breath where you choose power over pleasure. Because the energy that creates worlds is the same energy flowing through your spine. You are the bridge between heaven and earth, the divine current wearing human form. And once you awaken to that truth, you stop living small. You stop living like life is happening to you. You start realizing you are the cause, not the effect. Retention gives you that power back. It reconnects you with the sacred engine of creation. It teaches you that your energy is not meant to be lost, it's meant to be directed. Directed into purpose, into art, into presence, into love that uplifts rather than drains. And when you live like that, consciously, energetically, purposefully, karma no longer binds you. It serves you. Because you've become aligned with the universal law of flow. Your destiny becomes clear not because you chase it, but because you become it. You embody the man you were always meant to be. Rooted like the earth, calm like water, fierce like fire, and vast like the sky. And as your energy radiates through your being, something shifts in the world around you. People feel it. They sense the difference, the calm power, the quiet confidence, the grounded masculinity. You don't need to speak much. Your energy speaks for you. You've walked through the fire and come out purified. Not just stronger, but sacred. You are no longer at war with your desires, you've transmuted them into fuel for your evolution. And that is the highest form of mastery, when lust becomes light, and karma becomes creation. So now, as this circle completes, take a breath. Feel the energy within you, calm, powerful, alive. That's your destiny vibrating. That's divine intelligence flowing through your human form. Honor it. Protect it. Live by it. Because when you master your energy, you master your reality. And when you master your reality, your very presence becomes a blessing to the world. You've just walked through the ancient path, the truth that retention doesn't just build strength, it rewrites destiny. If this message resonated with you, subscribe now and join this growing circle of awakened men, men transforming their energy into power, their karma into purpose, and their life into divine creation. New videos drop every Tuesday and Friday, exploring topics on spiritual energy, masculine discipline, inner mastery, and awakening consciousness. Until next time, stay strong, stay sacred, and remember, your energy is your destiny.